to take you through a short yoga sequence to focus on opening up some areas of the body that can affect tightness in the back. And that specifically is the hamstrings, the soas muscle, and the connective tissue of the IT band. So if you think about these different parts of the bodies as muscles and connective tissue as stabilizers that in the pelvic area that stabilize the pelvis, and if they get out of whack or they're tight, then the whole foundation of the body can also follow along suit and get a little bit uneven and can cause tightness and stiffness. So without talking too much about it, I want to get us started. Today you will need a strap. If you don't have a strap, you can use a belt or anything that you can use to wrap around your foot. 2 yoga blocks. If you don't have blocks, you can use books or anything you can put your hands on safely. And we're going to get started on our backs. So come onto your back, lay all the way down. And just begin by bringing your feet down wide on the mat and your knees to sort of knock together. This is called restorative rest pose. And bring one hand onto your chest, one hand onto your belly, and let everything relax. So always in yoga, we want to start by becoming present with the body, by noticing the breath. So even though this is a short practice, we'll take a few breaths here to notice your breath deepening from the belly to the chest. So from one hand, your lower hand, to the top hand on your rib cage or your chest. Hold the breath in and a long exhale out, and you can do that through the nose or the mouth. Just notice the relaxation in your body. Take a few more cycles of this breath. And just noticing the breath will allow you to hopefully leave some other things behind for the next 15 or 20 minutes in this short practice. A few more cycles. Inhale. Deep exhale. Just elongate your exhale. So maybe it's a count or 2 longer than your inhale. And take one more cycle. And then after the next exhale, returning to your regular breath. And take your knees into your chest, give yourself a hug. And just a little bit of rocking from side to side, massaging the lower back. And then let the feet just drop onto the floor. And scoot your hips up a little bit, kind of off the ground, so you can bring them back. So you bring some length into the body from the shoulders to the hips. And then cross your right foot over your left thigh and lift your left foot off the ground. And if you can grab through, you can either grab behind the left thigh or behind the left knee onto the calf, and just pull that whole shape forward for a couple of breaths. And here we're just getting into the back of the seat. And then release the arms that are through and just bring them over your head for a big stretch. And let your knees drop over to the right so that your right foot is hooked still over the left thigh. Your left foot can drop, and then gaze over to the left. And if it's too much to stretch your arms overhead, you can bring your arms onto your belly, your hands on your belly, or just alongside the body. And just take a little center of the body twist here. Deep inhale. And then as you exhale, come back through center. Release the feet and just crisscross the other way. So left heel hooks over right thigh, right foot lifts off the ground, reach through, grabbing. If you can, you might have to lift shoulders off the ground to get behind the calf or the thigh, and then lower everything down. Try to relax the head and shoulders, but pull that whole shape forward. Maybe start to engage a little bit by pushing the left foot into the right thigh and flexing the feet. And then release, but keep the shape up, arms overhead, dropping everything over to the left, letting the right foot drop, but keeping that hooked foot over the right thigh. And then gaze over to the right, and you can reach your arms a little bit over to the right too, taking a little counter twist, or if, again, that's too much, just bring your arms down. Taking a couple breaths here. Begin your practice. Deep breath in. Exhale out. And then come back to center. Bring the knees to the chest And then give yourself a little momentum, maybe a couple rocks up and down the spine until you can come all the way up to a seat with your feet flat on the ground. Hands behind you to scoop back a little bit on the mat, and then grab your strap. So we'll take the strap and put the strap right behind the left foot. So lean forward, get it behind the left foot. And then take your right hand and just use it as a kickstand behind you. And straighten your left leg using your strap so you've got as much slack as you need to straighten it. Bring your knees in alignment with each other so knees connect. Squeeze the inner thighs together and then start to lower that right leg down. And maybe you can even drop down onto the right forearm and start to pull your left leg up towards your head without laying all the way back. And once you get it up as far as you can get the leg, cross the left leg to the right so it crosses over the midline of your body just a few inches. This is getting into the connective tissue of the IT band alongside the left leg from the left hip to the left knee. So you're going to breathe into that, and once you get over, if you don't feel anything, pull your leg more towards your head, but don't drop it more to the right, and then kick your left heel away from your body and your toes towards your head. You should feel something pretty strong there. Deep inhale. And then exhale, bring yourself up. Drop your foot down on the other side of your right leg. Let go of the strap. If your foot doesn't cross, just bring it inside the right leg. And then reach the right arm out in front of you and wrap it around the left knee. Take the left hand to the back of the mat and take a little twist, looking over the left shoulder. Take a breath here. And you can use your inhale to lengthen up in the spine. And then exhale, release that. Bring your left foot, no, I know you still have this strap in the way so you can remove it. Bring your left foot inside your right thigh. Just let it open up down to the floor. Reach the arms to the sky, big inhale. And then exhale, we'll fold forward. And you might want to actually grab the strap again, bring it behind the right foot. And walk yourself into a forward fold. So really important here that you don't just kind of dump down into the fold and round. Find a long spine. So reach your crown of your head forward. Think about your navel maybe coming down towards the right thigh, your right hip pulling back into the socket. It doesn't matter how low you go. If you can only go this far, you just sit up and use your strap and just turn those hip points down until you feel the back of your leg get a stretch. That's now the hamstring muscle behind the leg. Toes facing towards the head, deep inhale. And then exhale, bring that out. And we'll switch legs. So you can keep the strap on the right foot. Bring your left hand behind you for a kickstand and bring the right leg up. So your left foot is on the floor and your knees are going to meet. Once your knees meet, extend the left leg down. And then maybe you lower down to your forearm just to give you a little bit more space to lift the right leg up towards the nose. So you're not trying to bring your nose to your leg. Bring your leg up to your head. And then cross it over to the left just a few inches. Kick your right heel away from you. So you're flexing your ankle, your toes are coming down towards your head. And then take a couple breaths here. It's very, very deep opening for the tissue in the body. Breathe into that. One more breath. Inhale. And then exhale, start to bring yourself up and you'll just drop that foot over to the other side of the left leg. Let go of the strap for a minute. Reach the left arm out and in front of you. Wrap the elbow right around the right leg. Right hand comes behind. And then use the pulling of the arm on your knee to lift you up. Come onto the fingertips of the right hand. Find length in the spine. And then maybe you look over your right shoulder for deepening that twist. Deep breath in. Exhale, release that out. Take the strap off because we'll use it on the left leg. Put your right foot inside your left thigh. Come nice and tall. You should look like the letter L. Straight. Let the right knee drop. Reach the arms to the sky. So first in this tall spine. And then you'll come over for your fold, grabbing the strap around the top of the left foot. So the strap should be right behind the ball mount of the foot, not in the center of the foot. And then coming into that long spine, crown of the head forward. Try to be a little less tense in the hands. Just work the strap so your arms can come right down to the ground, folding forward. And then a little pressure in the back of the leg down towards the earth. One more breath here, inhale. And then exhale, come up and release. Cross your feet, bring your hands right in front of you so you can roll forward and step your legs back. We're gonna come into downward facing dog. So both legs back. Your head can drop down right between the arms, and the heels are gently gonna dip down towards the floor. It's gonna stretch the hamstrings. Now take a big bend in the knees and let them hover towards the floor. Push your chest towards your thighs. It's like you're a mountain cat ready to pounce. And then keeping that chest down, turn your tailbone up, start to lengthen the back of the legs, letting the heels gently dip in. If this is a lot for you, just come down to your knees and then come back to it. Just gonna stay here for a couple more breaths. And then come way up onto your tiptoes, look forward and start to tiptoe your way to the front of the mat, heels high. So you're really stretching into the back of the legs until you have to drop your heels down. Keep going. Hands might have to come to the feet, you might have to come onto the fingertips until you have yourself at the front of the mat with your blocks. And then lift into a half lift. So you're gonna push into your blocks, half lift, your back is straight, your spine is straight, everything's long, you're pressing into the earth, tailbone back, crown of the head forward. Now, if you are near a wall at home, you can come and hold onto a wall and also do this, which is really, really a nice way to get this stretch. So half lift, pulling the spine forward, and then exhale, bend the knees and fold down. Just let the hands come down. In your fold, your knees want to be bent again. Just like you were on the ground, your navel towards the thighs, and your head is dropping. And then slowly rise up to stand. Bring the arms up overhead, and then come all the way back down to your blocks. Inhale, half lift, and we'll stay down low this time, half lift. Exhale, bend the knees and fold down. One more time, inhale, half lift. Every time you take this half lift, push the legs as straight as you can behind you. Crown of the head forward, tailbone back. And then exhale, fold down. Okay, this time in your fold, you're gonna take your left foot and cross it behind your right. So you're in this cross-leg position. Walk your blocks or your hands over to the left corner of your mat. Now, instead of having your pinky toes touching, separate your feet in this crisscross as much as you can. It might be a little awkward, but try to get them like 6 inches apart. Then drop your head, push your tailbone back, and take a forward fold where your legs are crossed. Squeeze your inner thighs together, push your tailbone back, so you're rocking your weight towards your heels. And then try to put pressure on the big toe sides of both of your feet, so you're really grounding down with the earth to the earth. And just breathe into this big, strong stretch of the back of the legs. And then slowly come up, walk your blocks back to the middle, separate your feet, take another half lift. And then we'll switch. Right foot comes behind left. Separate the feet as much as you can, squeeze the inner thighs, walk the blocks over to the right, and you'll drop down into the stretch on the other side. You can rock your weight a little bit to the heels to start, send your hips back. You know, everybody is different, so feel into a place that might feel a little bit extra challenging, but never painful, never painful. Push into the earth with your feet. Press the belly down towards the earth, towards your thighs. Inhale, come back to your regular forward fold. Knees bend, hang forward. Inhale, half lift, lengthen the back. And from here, we'll step the left foot back. So you're gonna frame your right foot with the blocks so that you have balance here to drop your left knee down. Your right knee is right over your right ankle, top of the left foot down, and you'll open the heart. And it's okay as you sink down if your right knee comes forward a little bit. It's not gonna bother your body to sink a little bit deeper. Now we're getting into the soas muscle, which is the one muscle in your body that connects from the thigh to the lower back without getting too technical. It's when it's shortened when you're sitting and then you stand up, it shortens and it tightens. So this allows it to open up. So breathe into it. Take a deep breath here. And then from here, press into your blocks, tuck your left toe under and straighten both your legs. Walk your back foot in and then a fold over into a pyramid stretch. And it may be just enough to come into a half lift. While you're here, pull your right hip back into the socket and roll your left hip down towards the floor. And then we'll bend back in. You might have to scoot that foot back, lower back down. Take a moment to feel the psoas stretch before you drop your knee down, and then left knee comes to the ground. One more time, tuck under, lift. Walk in a little bit, straighten both legs. Lift your heart forward. Exhale, we'll bend and come back down. Left knee to the ground. So this, from here, we're gonna take the left block and flatten it down to the ground so it's more stable. And then bring your hand or your forearm. I'm gonna use my hand. If you wanna come lower, you can come lower. And then start to roll onto the pinky side of your right foot. You're gonna knock your right block over. Bring your right hand onto your right knee. And then open the heart up to the right. So the right side of your rib cage is gonna turn. Your left shoulder will open up to the left. So your left shoulder blade meeting your right in the middle of your spine. Press your hand, your left hand down into the earth so you can lift and look over your right shoulder. One more breath here. Hip opening, we'll add that in. And nice, come back, bring your knee to the front. Take both your blocks back. You might want to pull your hips back. But let's take a runner's stretch while we're here. So walk your blocks back. Walk your right foot forward. Your hips right over your knee. And it'll stretch into this right leg. And you're gonna pull your right toes towards your head. Same thing here, it's like a half lift. Don't dump down into it. Think of belly towards the upper thigh. Take a couple more breaths. Big hamstring stretch. And then walk those blocks forward, bend into the right knee. Tuck your left toe under and step your left foot to your right. Walk the blocks forward in front of you for a half lift. Stretch that out, inhale. Exhale, fold down, and we'll step the right leg back. So framing the left foot with the blocks. Coming into that stretch, open up the heart. Lower the right knee, top of the foot down. And just take a minute here to allow yourself to meld into this. Deepening and opening the tissue in the body. Sometimes the longer we stay, we start to tell the body, you're sending the nervous system a message to calm down. So if you get out of it too soon, you might just miss the magic of where you're going to open up your body. So maybe as long as you're not in any pain, take an extra breath when you feel like coming out. Just see where it goes. See if you can find that little bit of magic. And then tuck the right toes under, lift the back leg, straighten both legs. And as I said, you might need to walk in. You want to try to square your hips and get your legs straight. All 10 toes can face towards the front. And if you want to add a little extra stretch, you can always roll your toes up of your front foot. So here where it's the left toes would roll up. You can see it. But when you do that, sometimes the right hip comes up too. So roll the right hip down, pull your left hip into the socket. Little half lift. And then bending back down, psoas stretch. Knee can come all the way down to the floor, open the heart. And then back to our pyramid stretch, maybe rolling the toes up, sending the right heel down, both legs straight. And then back down one more time. When you come down, instead of dumping down into your leg, try to open up the heart, sink low. Drop the right knee down, top of the foot down, and the right block is gonna go flat here so that we can come a little bit lower. Left hand on left knee and come onto the pinky side. Yep, you're gonna knock that block over. And then looking over left shoulder, opening up the right hip. So little nuances here. Roll the right shoulder open so that it turns back. But the right part of your rib cage maybe pulls down towards the floor. Just feel into where it feels good in your body. It doesn't really matter what I say, it matters what you feel. How can you open up more? Maybe the hand that's on the leg, you can push the thigh muscles and skin forward as you lean back. All right, release out of that. Bring your blocks back up so that you can have them on the high level. Sit your hips back, straighten your left leg for a quick runner's stretch. Walk the blocks back. Toes can reach forward. Into that little half lift. And then walk the blocks forward, bend into the left knee, rock your weight to your left foot, step your right foot to your left. Inhale to your half lift, exhale, fold down. Bring your hands down to the floor, walk yourself back to downward facing dog. Okay, in this down dog, we're going to cross the left foot behind the right, and then push your tailbone back up towards the right back side of your mat, chest down towards the thighs, and try to get your heels, whichever heel you can get down towards the floor as you press. One more breath here. Release the feet. Cross the right foot behind the left. Again, try to separate them a little bit, and then try to get the heels towards the floor. Pushing your chest back is going to help stretch the legs back, turn the tailbone up. One more breath here, and then just bend the knees where they are and let them drop to the floor. Separate the feet so that you have space to sit back into this little cross-legged child's pose. If that's too much for you, just go where you can go. Just releasing stress and tension in the lower back. And then come forward, unwrap the knees so you're in tabletop. Inhale to cow pose. You might hear a thunderstorm. I just heard a big crash. And exhale, chin to chest and around the back into your cat pose. Back to cow to end this out. And chin to chest and around to cat. Really pulling up and hollowing out the belly. Take the knees wide, big toes to touch. Reach the arms forward, sink down into child's pose. You can drop your forehead down to the floor. I'm going to keep my head lifted so you can hear me. And just feel the tops of the thighs stretch as you walk the fingers forward. Everything is connected in our body, right? So if we just do one part of our body and expect everything to work, it doesn't really. All the muscles, connective tissue, the nervous system, and also our mood and our emotions and everything we hold inside is all connected. So keep working through it by finding space. Remember that we store a lot of that tension from life right in all these places that we're stretching today. So take a deep breath in and lift the hips up, walk the arms forward, turn the tailbone up again, just releasing the lower back. Maybe the chin comes down to the floor for deep puppy stretch, shoulder opening. Couple breaths. And then we'll walk the hands back in slowly. Always come out of that one slowly because your arms have been so far forward. Drop your hips to one side. Bring your legs out in front of you. Grab your strap again. So I should have mentioned before that if you can't sit upright like this in kind of this L shape and it's hard for you, you can always roll up a blanket or sit on a block or a bolster. That will bring the hip points forward for you. Otherwise, wherever you can go, fingertips might be behind you, or you might have the strap around the feet, or maybe you're deep enough to reach your toes. Whatever it is, as long as you're feeling it, come forward. Crown of the head forward, light hold on the strap. Deep breath in, and if you can, just start to lift each side of your seat and walk it back a little bit to lengthen the legs. If your legs don't flatten, it's okay. They can be bent too like this as long as your belly is connecting with your thighs. That's the direction. Take another breath here, turning the toes up, kicking the heels away, pressing through the back of the legs, and then releasing that, coming all the way down onto the back where we started, knees to chest. Give yourself a hug. We'll take a happy baby here. So you're gonna bring your arms through the center of your legs and flip your palms out and lift your feet to the sky. So you can either, if you can reach the tops of the feet, you'll flip your fingers out and bring your hands on the soles of your feet. You can also bring peace fingers to big toes, or if you can't reach any of that, just reach your ankles or your legs. But try to get the feet, the heels towards the ceiling, toes pointing down, and then pull the knees down towards the floor. Maybe rock back and forth, massaging the back. And just reconnecting to your breath here. Noticing the openness. And you might also notice other things coming and going. Thoughts that come into the brain. That's okay. It's all meditation. Just say hello and let it go. And then you'll come back to center for a little bit of stillness. And then slowly let the feet come down, soles of the feet together, knees open, and bring your hands back where they were. So one hand on the belly, one hand on the heart. And then stay here for a couple of minutes. You can either outstretch your legs or keep them like this if it feels good. And find a few minutes of integration here in your resting pose shavasana. So important to begin and end with connection to the body, to the mind, to the spirit. Bring all of it into one purpose of peace. Have a beautiful day.